sister. You can all have her. I hear she's very good.
Stop right there, and I'll bring back the sun.
It's always an open hand, never a closed fist. I'm a gentleman. I smack you in the fucking face.
I think it's absolutely right.
Roadhouse.
Smells like fresh vagina in here.
What his process is. And what it's like What it's like being on the pod.
Oh, fuck me. Little. Just drop it. And give it up. In the.
Little.
With that. In the little. And again. And there. Better go. And then. Boys, please.
You're scaring the straights, okay?
I'm going to do it right now.
All right. Well, do it.
I'm gonna.
Great.
Good.
Go ahead.
Wonderful.
We're waiting.
He invented movie sound.
He invented music. This guy. Mother.
Puss bucket.
Isolate that. That. You better fucking put that in the intro. That better go in one of these fucking intros. That better.
Fuck you!
You serious?
Hip it to the hip hop. Don't stop the rock. Bang bang boogie. Up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogity bee.
You're on one already, huh?
That's your problem, big man. You're tiptoeing. You got to strut.
She said 6%.
Well, there's only a 10% chance of that.
You talking to me?
You talking to me?
Am I kicking it off or are you?
Are you talking to me?
I'm the only one sitting here, so you must be talking to me.
I'm the only one. Are you talking to me? I'm the only. I don't see anybody else podcasting here. You must be talking to me. You talking to me?
You doing a bit?
Is this a bit? I'm in the middle of a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 18, Desse Ocho, on the Two Critical Podcasts. I'm Thomas, and you're with Rob Cunface McGillicuddy, as always, and welcome. Rob, how are you today?
Are we going to do this whole interview in an old-timey baseball voice there, Thomas?
Goddamn right we are, and all we can hope is those goddamn coons aren't going to be allowed to the ball game this evening.
Well, I think this episode is going to be just like the rest of them, a swing and a miss.
And highly edited. Fuck you, coons. Our guest tonight is a very good friend of mine, a man by the name of Chris Williams. You know him from the movie Dodgeball. Wrong guy. Sorry. No, Chris Williams is a very good friend of mine. He hails from New Hampshire. Actually, he's a Mass resident, moved to New Hampshire, and then he currently resides in Vermont.
Can we get a street address too, so that
I'm gonna give you his coordinates right now. So anybody
his social security number.
Yep. If anybody wants to Google Earth it, you can get right to his front door. And also, I'll put the address up on screen. You can send him a nice edible arrangement.
Fuck you!
Yeah, no, Chris Williams is a great guy. I've known Chris Williams since 2008 is when I first met Chris Williams. I posted an ad on Craigslist for someone to give me Western style hand jobs. And then I also posted another ad for camera ops. And Chris Williams, thankfully, answered that ad. And we've been making sweet, sweet music on screen ever since.
And he can do camera ops too.
Andy does, yeah. So Western style is when it's the thumb is down low, so it's unencumbered to just roam around the testicles. That's how they do it at camp. So no, Chris Williams and I got along really well right off the bat, which
is shocking,
as the aforementioned hand jobs would lead you to believe. So the first time we met him, we were up in Hooksett, and we had spent 4 months up there, and we had built a 2-story structure. It's the Well of the Souls set from Raiders of the Lost Ark. And we shot in there for 4 months, and we contacted him. So that was his first time working with us. And it's been all downhill ever since. And he was there the night that we dropped the statue. I rode the statue through the wall. And we've been working together ever since. He's a great guy, and very
glad
funny.
to hear he's a good guy.
Yeah, otherwise we wouldn't have him on, of course. He's heavily into music. He has a radio show on iTunes called The Vinyl Loft, which is really cool. And he spins all vinyl. And he also does the outside of your house in all vinyl. He wraps everything in vinyl. You go to his house, it's all fucking vinyl. He's like new school, I guess you would say. So when you go out on the veranda, or the deck or the sun porch, whatever the fuck he wants to call it. Everything's vinyl. You know what I mean?
The floor,
so it's
all of it.
yeah, it's great if it's the winter time, but in the summertime, it gets a little sticky on the outdoor vinyl.
Easy to pressure wash though. Cleans off.
Oh, easy. He
Real
does
easy.
it all too.
Yeah.
Which is weird though, because he does it all while it's still inside the house. But to each their own. His house is built like a Jeep. He's got one rubber plug in the middle of the living room. It's like a Jeep. He just pops it out. It just pops it right out. Just
give it a little.
Just give it a little right there. Little. Just drop it and give it up in the
Just a little.
with that in the little and again and there. Better go and then up.
Yours, I can hear so much more on yours now.
Perfect. You were probably missing a lot of what I was saying. God damn it. God damn it.
1,
2, 3.
Yes, hello.
Hello, yes. Hello, yes. Get off my plane. Oh, no.
Mr. Gorbachev, get off my plane.
There's a difference between a soundtrack and a score.
That's what I was just gonna.
Okay.
I was just gonna ask you to specify this.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
not so. The people listening at home and the folks in Nicaragua, soundtrack is the
music
like,
accompanying a picture.
like the artists, like the Doors and Buffett and things like that.
The score is Hans Zimmer.
Correct. Yes,
Yeah.
the score is the orchestral.
All right, so my
score.
my favorite soundtracks.
Give me your 3 favorite movie soundtracks.
I mean, it's tough not to put Guardians of the Galaxy 1 in there.
Oh yeah.
I think I would put that in there just on, I mean, for the most part, that soundtrack comes on, I can listen to every song. There's not anything that I got to immediately turn it off.
Right.
It's tough for the entire movie. There's a lot of movies that I like certain songs on the soundtrack. I'm trying to think. Well, like I really like the original not the original, but the Matthew Broderick Godzilla soundtrack.
Wow. You
But
are young.
I like that specifically because it's one of my favorite songs by Rage Against the Machine. And it's only on that soundtrack. It's the only place you can find it. So they never put it on one of their CDs. And I like this one song in particular that I used to play a lot on guitar. So
Okay.
I think I would put that there. There's some other good songs, but I would put it there for that reason. And then see, like this one's weird. Like I'm going to put my third one on. It's not necessarily that I think it's one of the best. It's that when it comes on, I used to listen to it all the time,
Okay.
which is the original American Pie soundtrack. American
Pie is great. We actually, my wife and I frequently
So-
listen to that.
So I will say my top 3 are Guardians of the Galaxy 1 for how good this entire soundtrack is.
Okay.
American Pie for
Yep.
nostalgia because I was like 17 when that came out and I watched it a million times. So I used to listen to it.
Okay.
And then I'm putting Godzilla in there just for No Shelter by Rage Against the Machine, just because that's
Wow.
how much I like that song.
That's pretty good.
Yep. That's my top 3.
That's pretty good.
What do you got?
It's the Big Chill, the deluxe edition. I heard it through the grapevine. My Girl, Good Lovin', The Tracks of My Tears, Joy to the World by Three Dog Night, Ain't Too Proud to Beg, The Temptations. You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. I Second That Emotion. A Wider Shade of Pale. Bad Moon Rising, When a Man Loves a Woman, In the Midnight Hour, Give Me Some Lovin', The Wait, Wouldn't It Be Nice, Strangers in the Night. You just can't get what you want.
You know what's funny? So I just Googled like soundtracks. Godzilla was listed in the list of the top 50 all time. That's funny.
Really?
Yeah, which I would not have expected. I thought I would probably be the only person that puts that on there.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I like I said, I love this. The Big Chill's on here. That's on the list too. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1 countdown. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 18 Too Critical Podcast. Fritz Williams about to enter the show, and here he comes all the way from sunny Vermont. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Williams.
He can't. It's a wing better.
All the way from sunny Vermont, the Aloha State, Fritz Williams.
Hello, Tom.
Hi-oh!
Hi-oh.
What's happening?
Nothing much.
It's good to see you in your natural element.
Yes, it is.
Chris,
How are you? Where are you at?
this is Rob.
Okay.
I don't think you've ever met Rob before.
No, I haven't.
All right. Well, you haven't had the pleasure, but now you have the displeasure now. So,
Yes.
Rob, this is Chris Williams.
How's it going, Chris?
Good. How are you?
Good. What part of Vermont are you in?
I'm just outside of White River Junction. I'm actually in Enfield.
Oh, okay.
New Hampshire.
Okay. So you're not in Vermont. You're in my state,
Yeah. Where are you?
Nashua.
Okay.
Yeah. We're doing a project up in Vermont in a few weeks. I was going to come by, say hello, and give you a kiss. But if you're in Enfield, you can go fuck yourself.
What's going on? We did a job a few years ago. We got stiff. It's the mayor. I want to say hi to him, give him a big kiss.
Hey, Lenny.
I'm a voter.
Aren't you supposed to lie to me and kiss my butt?
Are you in the vinyl loft right now?
I'm in the vinyl off right now.
So
I'm going off the camera on the old iMac because I don't have a DSLR hooked up.
it's still cool. I like that shot. First of all, for people that don't know, and a lot of them don't. So, Chris, I told the story where we first met. I posted the ad on Craigslist for Western style hand jobs, and you answered almost immediately after I posted. It was record time, actually. I hit send and it just chimed within like 30 seconds.
And then there was that whole Our Film Space fiasco.
Our Film Space. Oh my God, I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that. Wow. It was the MySpace for New England film, right?
Yes. That
Right.
just turned out to be a giant scam.
Correct. Yeah. that
Much
was
like
terrific.
Hollywood East was.
Hollywood East, also a giant, brought to you by the same folks, I believe.
Yes.
Hell of a golf course now. So you answered the ad for the camera operators, and then you showed up to Hooksett when we had built the Well of the Caribbean Souls set.
Yes.
And,
the coldest film set
yeah,
since Hoth.
that was pretty bad. But no, you were there for a bunch of that stuff. Thank God. Thank God. And almost immediately after I saw, what you were shooting and how you were shooting it, I felt so much safer because the stuff I was getting back from you was fantastic, and it didn't include any fire extinguishers in the frame.
Speeding. Ready? And action.
It was at this point where Chris Williams realized that TNT Limited Productions was in a shitload of trouble.
And I was made to feel so safe within hours of meeting you, going up to a 25-foot tall forklift.
So
And
Chris,
then having to shimmy across this little tiny 2x4 to get on top of the set to shoot down into the Well of the Caribbean Souls.
Chris, we found out very early on that Chris was afraid of heights.
I don't think I'm afraid of heights. I just didn't expect that.
Yeah. So we had
Did he give you his emergency contact info, or
it was Luke's mom, which he's everybody's familiar with. So we would just call her just in case.
the village bicycle?
She didn't do anything. She would just send you like home baked goods for some reason. She thought that was fine. But we had like one of those giant. It had 4 tires on it, Rob, but it was like a scissor lift. So it had like the arm that would extend out and then go up higher. So we had one of those in the warehouse, and we had an extended pallet that it went underneath. It had like the long forks, and we built a platform on top of that, and that went up over the set, and the hole was in the set where Indy, rappels down through, whatever.
OSHA would have loved this.
Oh, oh my goodness. So that's where Chris came in, and he shot pretty much all of that stuff at the Well of Caribbean Souls. So, and ever since then, we've been fast friends. So that's the background story on all that.
My favorite thing actually is every time you do an Indiana James cut, you seem to always include my very first shot, which is you catching Christine.
Yes.
Her rolling into your arms. That was the very first thing, my very first shot.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put that in every single trailer I've ever cut for Indiana James. That shot, I love that shot.
And I love the sunset shot.
I mean, the sunset shot is also in all the other trailer shots too. We went to
Salisbury
Beach. We went to Salisbury Beach, and across from Salisbury Beach at one point on the opposite side where the street was, they used to have a mini golf course.
Yep.
And it was all it looked like a Mayan temple. And they had all these giant Easter Island heads all over the place, and they were terracotta, and they had mountains. They had fucking snakes and shit covered. It was insane.
So we broke in and we filmed at night.
We actually got permission, and we shot there twice. We shot there on 2 separate occasions, and we did an overnight there. But during the day, we did sunset shots on the beach. That obviously, you had to get it right. Within about a 15-minute window to do it, and we had all the people up on the beach and all that. And Chris shot that awesome shot. The best part is it's a real, we always make these jokes. It's a real fucking sunset. It's not a processed sunset. Like when we went to New Hampshire to Glen Ellis Falls, that's a real waterfall. They had CGI waterfalls in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. We actually went and found a real waterfall and real sunset. And no, you have a great eye. You always give me good stuff. But I didn't know that was your first shot. I like that.
That was
It's
my
very
first
cool
shot.
to hear.
Yeah, I love the sunset shot too, because I remember standing on the beach with Dave, and I was like,
Oh, stop right there. That's paradise.
"Oh yes."
Why do you want to hold hands?
But
Chris,
no,
would you like me to pull focus for you? Pull your own focus.
Thank you, Marcus. No. The idea was I'm standing there, we're ready to get the shot, and I'm just like, okay, I don't want to wait another 20 minutes for it to get dark enough. So I just, dialed down the iris of the camera, and there it was.
Is everybody paying attention?
There was the perfect shot because we had plenty of backlight,
Right.
which we wouldn't have had if we waited for it to be sunset.
Right.
So just knocking down the iris was all we needed, and there was the shot.
When I'm doing my thing, it's the only time I can walk away from stuff and know that I'm going to get something good back. There's nothing worse than coming home and flipping through all your old footage and going, wow, we got some horse shit today.
You got involved in 08, is that correct?
I think so.
That was 08.
All right,
Yeah,
so
08.
well, that's good then. He's only had to wait 13 years for this to come out. Otherwise, he'd be at 16 years like the rest of the people.
And for the record, I've known him since 08 and we're still friends. He
It's a
still
miracle.
likes me.
I'm still here.
It's a
Yeah.
miracle. You know what? I got to think we probably met around 08. We've done this math before, haven't we?
Wait, no. So right after we left Hooksett, after that
Yeah.
shoot, I drove all that shit right down to North
That's
Chelmsford.
That's when I met you.
That's when the warehouse happened. You're absolutely right.
Yep. So, all right, Chris, you were in first, but I'm stuck with him once a week. So, I mean, you kind of won that deal.
That's okay.
I
can't
saw
believe
him
I won't
first.
be. I
Break
can't
his
believe
heart
I won't.
again and I'll kill you.
I won't be there this Saturday.
Yeah.
Nah.
I miss seeing him.
I'm excited.
I mean, the
wish
last time I saw Tom, it was under not such happy terms. And my mom's doing a lot better now.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah, that's right. When you came down to,
Yeah.
to
I
go to the hospital
finally
that
met
day.
the kids.
That's
and-
right. Yeah, you got to meet
Yeah.
Paul and Charlotte.
They're great.
Thank you.
They're like cats. They were like just crawling all over. I was like sitting in a chair,
Not
Tom was
much.
showing me footage, and they're just
No.
crawling like they're like cats.
yeah.
Not much has changed. Not
No.
much has changed.
They're shitting.
Um,
They're shitting in a box now.
Obviously, it's not just the record stuff. Like you clearly do like technical things. Like how'd you get into that? Like how did you get into looking for people that are making an Indiana Jones spinoff and you want to come be a part of the debauchery?
I was working as a public access camera operator. I was also doing some work for PBS, and I just wanted to get into the film business. But it's kind of hard to start when you're a lot older, because you find yourself in a situation where it's like the 12 and 14-hour days to just try to get in and work for free. It's just like really not a fun thing to do when you have make a living and pay your bills.
So then he came to make movies with me and worked 12 or 14 hours for free.
I mean, I was waiting. I'm sitting there like, I mean,
You're a glutton for punishment.
But once a week is once
Correct.
or once every 3 years.
Yep. Whenever the blue moon comes.
Yeah.
what's the last thing you worked on with Tom?
The cabin. Last winter.
Chris
at
shot
Newfound Lake.
Chris shot the stuff for the newest chapter of Indiana James up in Maine.
With you and
And
Kessler?
up in Newfound Lake. Chris shot
Yeah,
all
that's
that
the one
stuff.
that Liz took a bunch of pictures there, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
That's 99% of the time when I do my photoshops and edits, I use Liz's pictures of you because they're so much clearer than everything else that we have.
That's why she's always around doing what
But
she's doing now.
the
She's
problem
best.
is in all of those, you've got like the fake bruises and cuts. Like, so it's like, I don't want to use that for every fucking edit. That
Why
I
this
do.
guy was beaten up.
Like every time he does an edit, he's smiling and he makes the other guy look like he got the shit kicked out of him.
A black eye and a beard. A black eye and a
Did you
beard.
say Abe Lincoln?
I said, hey, Blinken.
Hey, Blinken. A Jew here.
Next time, say the whole-
Methodists.
All right, Jewy. Methodist.
So, Chris, I noticed you got a lot of equipment behind you.
Equipment?
Did Chris do it too?
Yes. Other than my brother, he's the only other guy that I ever met. And it happened like super organically. Like we were on a shoot somewhere or whatever. Somebody said the word equipment, and it was like a fucking trigger mechanism for both of us. We were like, equipment, and we just went.
Well, I think that's what happened to you and I. We were on the phone, and one of us said the word owns, and immediately at the same time, we were like, owns. It's nice when you find your people. You know, when you like, this guy's as stupid as I am. It's perfect.
So we started talking about movie music.
Oh, cool.
And before you came on, I asked Rob, we were talking about the difference, obviously, between soundtracks and scores, right? And I asked Rob what his 3 favorite soundtracks to films were, and he said Godzilla, right?
The Matthew Broderick Godzilla, yep.
The Matthew Broderick Godzilla, and then you said
American Pie.
Yep, American Pie.
And Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy, yes. And I went with the deluxe edition of The Big Chill. I'm going to have to say the soundtrack to Moonstruck. I love that. And if I had to pick a third, that's tough for me. Ooh, fuck, Beaches. I forgot all about Beaches.
He's a big Kenny Loggins guy. Could be Top Gun, could be Caddyshack.
Top Gun's got a kick-ass score. A soundtrack, rather.
No, I mean, I said it jokingly, but it's a good soundtrack. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's some good. You know what? Fuck it.
Days of Thunder?
Nope, fuck it. I'm going with Navy SEALs. Navy SEALs is my number 3.
Any stick out to you, Chris? Do you have any certain favorites or?
Yeah, in terms of soundtrack albums.
Yeah.
Probably the 2 that stick out the most for me are, believe it or not, Rocky 4.
Oh, fuck. How can I forget?
That's a good one.
I mean, and a lot of people criticize the movie for being just one big, music video montage.
Tough shit.
Yeah. Which it was, but that was the time.
We've got Russians to take down. It's what he needed.
Cartoon soundtrack to Transformers.
Wow.
The movie from '86.
Yep.
Another movie soundtrack. You said Big Chill. I would probably go along that line. Probably just go with American Graffiti.
American Graffiti, also fantastic.
I don't think anyone's ever asked me what's my favorite movie soundtrack.
No.
So I froze at first when you asked that. I knew Guardians of the Galaxy right away. Like I said, I did want to give honorable mention to Black Panther because I thought it was kind of cool that every song was originally made for that movie.
Yeah.
But like I said, I like every song on that soundtrack. I don't love one of them though. So I can't put it in my top 3 if there's not one song that's like a great song.
I'm sorry. I have an honorable mention for 4th place. The soundtrack to Atomic Blonde.
Ooh.
We put it on. I walked in the other day. My wife was watching Atomic Blonde. We fucking love that movie. But that soundtrack is so fucking good.
See, am I crazy? Like soundtracks used to be a pretty big thing. Like I remember
they were huge.
Yeah. And I feel like nowadays, like I think half the problem with me answering these questions is I'm trying to think of like what soundtracks there are nowadays.
Like you said, like when I asked you what your soundtrack was and you like hung up a little bit, I totally get that. And I think because we're more visual thinkers.
I am. So I'm thinking of the scenes where the songs are playing.
Right.
And the other thing too, is there's a difference for me between favorite and best.
Yeah.
So like American Pie is on the list for me for nostalgia because I was 17, 18 when it came out.
That takes you back. Right.
I every time I hear a song that is from that soundtrack, immediately I go American Pie.
See,
whereas like Guardians of the Galaxy, when what's the song by what's his name? Rupert Everett? Rupert Everett.
Rupert Holmes.
Rupert Holmes, Pina Colada song.
Yeah.
I don't think of Guardians of the Galaxy when I hear that song. I think of Dirty Work because of the scene with Chris Farley where they're fighting and he's like, "You gonna put on a good song for the fight?" He's like, "Hell yeah, man. Rolling Stones, street fighting, man. G7." He's like, "You just hit G8." And then all of a sudden there's a huge bar fight and it's just, "If you like pina coladas."
Right.
So I don't think of Guardians when I hear that. But
I think of porking a girl on Onset Beach when I hear that, but that's just me.
Well, it's your wife though, right? Porking your wife, but she was trying to cheat on you, but she's with you.
I don't know. Is this an alternate reality?
Have you ever listened to the lyrics to that song?
It's the fucking worst. Those people are the fucking worst.
The worst two fucking people ever. They deserve each other.
That song should end in a murder-suicide. If you like burying the body, dun, 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 in the pouring rain.
Next time I put a body in the mosh, I mean in the fucking mosh.
Here's a great honorable mention for a great soundtrack album. Over there.
I can only see the side. Oh, that is a good one.
Fuck.
Mallrats is really good.
That kid is back on the escalator again. Leave it alone. What?
Tom loves Kevin Smith.
Huge fan.
A huge fan.
Huge
Absolutely.
fan.
So,
I'm a huge fan of your early work.
Yes.
so tell us a little. I mean, I think I got the general gist, but tell me more about the Vinyl Loft. What's going on with that?
Well, I've been collecting records since I was 16. So there's a lot of records in the studio here. And I used to be a DJ. So I just started doing a podcast. I just wanted to start sharing music with people again. And, there wasn't like a college radio station nearby where I could just, get on the air and start playing stuff. But even if I did, I'd be like, their turntables are probably crap. So I don't want to play my records on them.
Yep.
So I'd have to like pre-record the show and say, here you go, put it on the air.
His whole room is like the Bat Cave, but for albums and equipment and stuff. It's awesome.
So do you do like themed episodes, or is it just kind of
Sorry. I do themed episodes sometimes. Thanks, Tom.
Sorry.
I do themed episodes sometimes. Sometimes it's just like what I feel like playing that particular week. Or, I have a lot of bands that I'm really into that I support. So if they've got like a new record that just came out, this is a favorite band of mine. They just put out a brand new record. They're called Icon for Hire.
Okay.
They're from Memphis. No, Memphis. No, they're out of Nashville. They were like a really
Nashville.
They were like a really good up and coming, punk emo band. And then their like record company started screwing them over. So
Shocking.
Shocking. Right. So they left their label, went fully independent, and then like over the last like 6 years, they've been like self-producing their own albums and self-producing over Kickstarter. And this last record, they went like above and beyond their projected total. They only needed like a few grand to produce the record.
Okay.
And they ended up raising like $250,000. So
isn't that fucked? How it only takes like a few grand to put an album together, and the record companies would have you believe it costs how much money? Fucking millions to do it.
Yeah.
Well, especially if you have your own studio.
Yeah. And then you get 1/10 of a cent of it split by how many guys you got in the band.
Right.
What a racket.
We're starting a band.
We're putting the band back together.
I can play guitar. What do you got, Chris?
I've got the grease paint to put on Tom.
All right, perfect.
Fucking A. I'm your front man.
I'm your Huckleberry.
You know what? I'll be your back man. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Tom, we're gonna give you a triangle. You know the little triangle?
Yes, I can call everyone to dinner. We'll call.
You could do the old Andy Bernard and just play the body.
Ladies and gentlemen, the song is called "Come and Get It"
by Kevin and the Zits.
We're off soundtracks. Let's get off soundtracks. Let's talk about scores. Let's talk about actual scores for films.
Red Sox are up right now. Oh, for films. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That bar in New York Stern always talks about?
What's that?
Scores.
Score. Going to Scores with Ronnie this week. Yeah. So Rob, what do you got? 3 favorite scores?
Ooh, that's tougher. I think I got to put The Dark Knight on there for me. Dark Knight. It's one of those that when I hear it, like every time we're in the warehouse and it comes on, it's just like I can see the movie playing while I'm listening to it.
Yep.
So I'll go Dark Knight. I'll stay away from Zimmer. I don't want to do too much of the same guy.
That's tough.
I'll tell you, Captain America: Winter Soldier had a good score.
Awesome. Henry Jackman.
I know it's tough because I lean so heavily in the Marvel and also like nowadays, like it's not like back in the 70s they had scores and they were important, but like it became much bigger. Yeah. No one used to download or buy a CD of the score. Right. You did. We did. Yeah. Right. But I'm saying like the average person.
The normies. We call them normies.
But like nowadays, I feel like it's a little bit more regular. I'm trying to think. I don't always see if I had my TV on right now and there was a scene on, I might not be able to hear the music in my head. If my TV was on mute.
If I played Portals right now by Alan Silvestri, you would know exactly what's happening.
And that's my point. Whereas some things like I might see it on the TV, but if it's muted, I'll be like, what song do they play right now? I know there's a song.
Right.
But when they're really good, you don't even have to see the picture. You can just hear the song and you're in that scene.
That's
right.
That's the beauty of it. Yeah.
So I feel like all mine are going to be newer and most of you guys are going to be a little bit older, but I'm struggling a little to come up with my third that was like a great score. I've got a few other Zimmer ideas. You know what? I said it before. Snatch had a really good score too.
The score itself, you like too?
I like the score too.
I don't know who did.
I'm not sure either, but I'm just thinking about like the different chase scenes that they had, and things like that. And
that was around the same time when they were doing like Ocean's 11, so they had all that same like fucking heist music.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, so yeah. I like that a lot. Yeah, I mean this. I'm sure I'm not thinking of any of the great ones right now. I'm not huge into this stuff like you are. Those are just the ones like off the top of my head.
So I remember there was an interview. I think it was the making of The Dark Knight with Christopher Nolan, and he was on a plane. I think he was flying. I don't know where. I think he was flying to scout locations or whatever. But Hans Zimmer had already given him an iPod full of music that he had just worked on and recorded and said, here are some of these ideas. And the first track that he listened to when he got on the plane was the opening scene to the bank robbery. And it's played using I think it's a power drill on an electric guitar or something. Like all the ways that he was even creating the music for that movie were like totally like just original or unconventional methods of recording the score for the movie. And that is fucking haunting, especially that long opening shot where the camera is just it's flying towards that window in the bank right before it gets punched out. That's
I feel like we got to mention Star Wars, right? I mean, the score for the original Star Wars.
So let's get it off of our shoulders. Let's get it off of our chest right now. So John Williams, I would say,
Jurassic. I was going to say Jurassic Park. Yeah,
that's everything he's done. Just hands down is. I don't even know how you could possibly pick I'd say if you're picking the best. E.T. was fucking phenomenal because the shit will make you cry when you listen to it.
Yeah.
But you got to go with Superman, and you got to go with Empire Strikes Back.
I think Star Wars has to be mentioned, whether it's Empire or New Hope. I think definitely.
I could listen to the Asteroid Field.
I mean,
track.
I like the score. I like the score in the Indiana Jones movies. I don't know if I'd put it at the top of the list, but I definitely.
Raiders, I think Raiders 100% would be.
Correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm not certain. I think it's John Williams too. Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's another good one.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
I don't necessarily like this movie very much. Not that I dislike it, but what had a really good score was Lord of the Rings. They had a lot of epic scenes. And again, I wasn't a big Tolkien guy, but they had a lot of epic scenes where if you didn't have the music right, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Because that's the thing, right? Like, I mean, you take a movie like Super Troopers. The score could be anything. It's not gonna make it better or worse. But you take like that portal scene. Yeah. Like you were saying, that scene is infinitely different just because of the music. Like it would have been a good scene either way.
Right.
The music just puts it over the top.
Yeah, 100%. I gotta say The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah, I was waiting. I figured you were gonna have at least one.
That's gotta be one of my favorites of all time. I gotta go with Batman 1989. That like changed my whole.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
And that could be mentioned for soundtrack also.
Yeah. Oh, phenomenal soundtrack.
Yeah.
Well, they got 2 albums out of it too. The Prince album is the soundtrack, but they released the score on a completely different album.
But that's the genius too, right? So if you can get in look, the only movies that are really doing that are fucking blockbusters.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, no one's downloading the score to fucking Fried Green Tomatoes.
I'm gonna do it right now.
All right, well, do it.
I'm gonna.
Great.
Good.
Go ahead.
Wonderful.
We're waiting.
Cool.
Chris is here.
Hey,
Fine.
Chris, what about you? What are some scores you like?
I mean, you can't escape John Williams, of course, and the Hans Zimmers of the world. One guy that I don't think gets enough credit for what he did, at least, 2 films of my life to go back to my favorite soundtrack albums, is Vince DiCola.
Yep.
Very, very 80s, very, digital synth, but, the scores that he composed for the Transformers movie and Rocky IV to this day are like, 2 of my favorite instrumental tracks just put on and just, go crazy listening to. Got to give credit to Arnold Faltermeyer.
Yep.
Axel F.
Fucking A.
And the Fletch movies.
Yep. I mean, you so
now correct me if I'm wrong. Did Kenny Loggins do the score for Top Gun?
No, that was also Arthur Faltermeyer.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And another double soundtrack.
Because a lot of that score sounded a lot like Kenny Loggins' music too.
Yeah, they were probably.
They always will take the theme of the movie and just work it in.
Yeah. But I mean, James Horner, Jerry Goldsmith, Alan Silvestri.
Tom loves the score and the soundtrack to Army of the Dead.
Fucking love it.
Loves remakes.
Got it on loop. Big remake guy. Basil Paldaris, the Red Dawn soundtrack, and of course all the stuff that he did.
I got a weird one for you, not for the score, but for the soundtrack. You know what is a good soundtrack? The Sandlot.
You're probably right, but I can't think of a single song off the top of my head. When was that? The 60s? That
The
took
Sandlot?
place? No,
It took place in the 60s. Yeah. But hold on, you can think of one song in particular easily. Right away. First one off the top of your head. You think the Sandlot was
game?
No, are you fucking serious?
Star Spangled Banner? Stairway to Heaven. Yep.
Yes. The Beach Boys.
Yep. Yes. Tequila, my wedding song. Actually, it was 99 bottles of beer.
Jesus Christ. It was that Meatloaf. It was Meatloaf song about "Will You Love Me Forever."
Yeah, that's what it was.
We started at 16. Calm down. Got to get the chicken out. No, but I mean, good music can make a fucking movie, and there are so many movies that have been enhanced by the music, but a lot of them you can say the score was better than the movie itself. Music and words, lamb and tuna fish,
rum and coke.
So, all right. So, closing up. Anything else on the scores? Or did we settle the score?
So, if you could have one theme running through your head, what's your fucking theme music?
I need a minute.
All right.
It's just in my head.
So we talked about this a bit the other night. We were talking about walk-up music in baseball.
Yeah.
Right? We said yours was Like a Virgin.
Nope. You said I said Luke's was Like a Virgin.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah.
Mine's Funky Cole Medina. No.
Nice.
Yeah. So one score. Now, is it the whole soundtrack? The whole score soundtrack?
No, just if you had a theme. Like, what's your theme song? Yeah.
Oh man.
Turn the beat around.
That's
anything by the Miami Sound Machine. I'm thinking.
That's tough.
I know. Chris, what do you got?
Well, I could play to the stereotype and go with the theme for 2001.
Yep. Because
it's Ric Flair's entrance music. But then I could go one step further and just go, Elvis's entrance music.
Oh.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Jeez.
I'm going with the theme song to the By Menon commercial.
By Menon.
That's it. I walk right in. By Menon. Hey.
So wait, we can do theme songs? It doesn't have to just be the score?
It could be anything. Pick any piece of music for your fucking
Beverly Hills Cop.
Your Axel F. All right. Okay.
Yes.
Fuck. Chris, you said Elvis. Now Elvis is in my fucking head.
Well, look, removed.
I really dig the song Promised Land. Right? I live in my home in Norfolk, Virginia, California, on my mind. Straddling the Greyhound Road in Raleigh and all across Carolina. Had a little trouble and turned into a struggle halfway across Alabama. Well, that hound broke down and left us all stranded in downtown in Birmingham. Sorry. Sweet low chariot, come down easy, taxi to the terminal zone. Cut your engines and cool your wings and let me make it to a telephone. Sorry. Elvis had to actually stop in a car, get in a phone booth. That's how old that song is.
You know what? I would consider the song that they play. I forget the name of it on the soundtrack. The song they play in The Dark Knight Rises when they're about to go over the ice and he lights it up and you see his logo in the sky.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That would be under very serious. Yes. Yeah. Not the main theme to this. Yes. That's. Oh, you know what? The opening score to that movie was fucking great. For The Dark Knight. The bank robbery scene, the score during the bank robbery scene is fucking awesome.
You were reading your phone. I was telling the exact same story while you were looking at your phone.
Were you really?
Yes.
When podcast hosts aren't listening, I was probably. Yeah.
I was telling the whole story where he played that with like an electric drill on a guitar, like that sound. Yeah. That shot is haunting. I'll say it again because it's worth saying. That fucking long fucking helicopter shot pushing through right up to that glass, and then that just one glass gets punched out, and then the fucking cable. It's insane.
Yeah,
awesome. But it makes you feel uncomfortable. It almost sounded like the last scene in Full Metal Jacket with those fucking like wrought iron gates, like over and over and over again when they're going through the city at night and the fucking snipers out there taking everybody out. Horrible.
See, if we're doing theme songs, you know what theme song I could just have playing in the background at all times? Stranger Things. Stranger Things.
I mean, we really didn't even consider.
I was just doing themes. I was just doing move. We get into TV shows. We're going to talk for 7 hours. I mean,
I got a fucking gripe. It'll be real quick. Okay.
Tommy, you got a gripe?
I got a gripe.
What's your gripe?
Here's my gripe.
You know what grinds my gears?
Hey, Peter. Lois, I'm holding iced tea.
I'm going out with the fellas tonight, but I still want you to make dinner because I don't want you to be out of practice.
All right, what's your gripe?
My gripe is we used to buy the CDs that were compilations of all of the theme songs from famous TV shows.
Back in my day.
And now you can't. Nobody writes theme songs for TV shows anymore. If anybody,
they're just 30-second long stings.
It's fucking horrible. Horrible.
Well, either that or it's an existing song.
But
right? a lot of shows just use a song.
Which is so bad.
But if you look over to the anime genre, which is a whole nother ball of wax,
Naruto,
just any anime in general. I mean, all that stuff is like, tops the charts in Japan, and just all that. Any good anime series has 6 different theme songs that they'll change up throughout the seasons.
Now, see, that is fucking ballsy. Imagine doing a TV series and changing up your theme. I bet people have done it. We just don't. Hey,
there we go.
I just dropped in.
There we go. Yeah, and I'll tell you the truth. That was the reason why I went to go see this movie.
The score.
I had no idea.
Big Kenny Rogers guy.
I had no idea what Big Lebowski was going to be about. So that first teaser trailer that just had like a bunch of just clips up on the screen.
In a warm summer's evening.
And that's all it was.
On a plane bound for Bespin.
That teaser trailer kept coming on during episodes of Monday Nitro, and I was like, we have to go see this movie.
Yeah.
Just to see if this Kenny Rogers song is even in the movie.
It's the hook.
Did you find the Creedence tapes?
Oh yeah, I found the Creedence tapes.
My business, my papers, my business papers.
Hey, dude, it's the 10th. Far out, man.
Far out, man. I want to get your notes. Give you some notes.
Fuck.
Okay, High Fidelity.
High Fidelity, phenomenal.
Tom loves John Cusack.
You know what? I hate John Cusack. I love a lot of his films, and I especially like High Fidelity, although it ended like 3 times. The movie ends 3 separate times.
What do you like better, High Fidelity or Gross Point Blank?
Oh, that's tough. I gotta say Gross Point Blank. Oh, and another fucking awesome score.
Debbie Radio.
A soundtrack. I'm sorry. Another awesome soundtrack.
Okay, yeah.
And super hard to get. Pump Up the Volume. Awesome. Awesome fucking soundtracks.
See, now I'm just thinking of soundtracks like over and over in my head.
Mirror in the bathroom. Mirror in the bathroom. I should have brought my gun. What? This should be fun. 10 years. 10 years.
10 years. 10 years. 10. 10 years.
I freaked out. I joined the army. I'm a contract killer.
Yeah.
Now I'm discovering more stuff. So it's like I'm getting back really into discovering new music again, where I haven't been in a long time. And you know, buying and selling vinyl makes that really easy, because then I'll just be like, oh, what's this album? Oh, this is good. I'll keep it.
See, I don't discover any new music anymore. Back in the day, I played guitar in bands, and you know, we used to always listen to the radio, you know, go buy CDs. When you're hanging out with your friends, you're listening to music. I feel like now, like my phone is on shuffle in my truck, but it's the same 30 or 40 songs or 30 or 40 bands that I listen to. I never discovered.
Totally agree. I think it's the radio industry. I mean,
it's the algorithm.
How are you supposed to discover, you know, the latest and greatest
if they only play the same bullshit?
Yeah. Well, not just that. How are you supposed to discover the latest and greatest music when, you know, Greg's on the air for like fucking 12 hours a day on the New Hampshire rock stations? There's like nothing to it's all talk.
Roadhouse. Isolate that.
The show Sons of Anarchy had a shitload of covers.
Again.
Yeah.
So did Knight Rider, but they were all done by Hasselhoff.
Ooh, we were talking about a theme song that has to play in your head. Knight Rider's not a bad one either.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe the Peter Gunn theme. Peter Gunn theme is pretty good.
The Art of Noise version.
Yes. Excellent.
Trent Reznor, actually, I do like have some respect for what he's done aside from like, you know, Nine Inch Nails. Like
it's an Oscar winner.
Yeah, Social Network, right? He won the Oscar for that, didn't he?
I don't know what movie it was, but he won an Oscar. Yeah,
I think it was.
He made one too
in a row.
Try not to win any Oscars in the fucking parking lot.
Try not to win any Oscars on your way through the parking lot. Hey, you get back here. That one album he did, Chicks with Dicks That Put Mine to Shame. That was a good one. Ooh, Navy SEALs. Oh, Christ.
Okay, awards. Let's see here.
How many more Bohemian Rhapsodies and Rocket Man are we going to get with guys like Joel Edgerton now playing? Not Joel Edgerton. Is it Joel Edgerton?
Taron Egerton, is that his name?
Taron Egerton. Joel Edgerton is the guy from Warrior, right?
Joel Edgerton looks like a foot.
Yeah, he played. Yeah, okay, yeah.
The young kid that did
Taron Egerton, something like that.
I don't know. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he was in The Kingsman.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he was bad as Elton John.
He was amazing. Yeah, and I thought that movie was
way better than Bohemian Rhapsody.
Because
I totally agree.
They put it together like a live theater show, the way they physically moved all the sets and things like that. It took way more to pull that movie off than it did to pull off fucking Queen.
Don't you feel like we're like 5 years away from a Prince movie now?
Of course we are.
Like, especially like it like clockwork. Like, wait till one of them dies. The miracle with Elton is that he's still alive while they made it, at least.
Yeah.
But at least
it was done like a precursor, probably what it's going to be like when it's turned into a stage show.
Yeah.
Well, that was it. They laid the groundwork for a Broadway show, right? They'll just adapt almost shot for shot what they did on the film.
It's amazing to me how many like people's music are like turned into like what they call jukebox shows. I just saw a flyer for like there's a Gloria Estefan show.
Thank God.
Did you see that
DVR?
Did you see that movie covering like the early life of Bowie? like his first quote unquote tour of the U.S.
I mean, I saw the previews for it. I didn't actually see it though.
I think it's on Hulu. I watched it a couple weeks ago.
Who's the kid who's playing Bowie? He's somebody. He
did a really good job.
Right. I forget who he is.
And it had the guy from the guy that was in Glow, and he's done. You guys know
Danny Glover. Danny Glover.
Yeah.
Glover. Go spit, Riggs. Oh, you talk about a score. God,
we are the champions, Riggs.
Richard Donner loved the saxophone.
Eric Clapton.
And Clapton did the score.
All 4 Lethal Weapon films.
Yep.
Hey, Eric. Hey, Slowhand. Can we get you just to do some riffs on the guitar? Yeah, no problem, mate.
The best was Lethal Weapon 3, and the logo starts like it's all the flames, and then you realize that the flames make a 3. Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you, kick-ass fucking song. Van Halen, right? There's a fire in the hole. Fucking awesome fucking song. The guy's cranking it in his headphones.
I tell you, they just don't make enough good movies like Lethal Weapon, the Lethal Weapon series anymore.
And I'll tell you, the trick to all those movies was the big fucking kick you in the nuts action scene at the beginning that didn't even have anything to do with the rest of the film.
Never had anything to do with it.
Kick us in the fucking teeth.
I told you,
James Bond opener.
My wife had never seen any of them. She walked in and I was watching Lethal Weapon 4. She watched it with me and she was like, oh, that was good. So the next night I put on Lethal Weapon 3. The next night I put on Lethal Weapon 2. And I was surprised because she's not into like 90% of the movies that I'm into. But she was like, these Lethal Weapon movies are pretty good. I'm like, yeah, you don't say.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when Lethal Weapon 2 came out.
I want to go out and buy prophylactics right now.
Yeah. I remember when Lethal Weapon 2 came out, there was like, okay, I don't remember Lethal Weapon 1 coming out.
Exactly.
But Lethal Weapon was like one of those movies that like became really successful because of the video rental market back in the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
I used to love going to Blockbuster on a Friday and getting movies for the weekend. I used to love that.
At Stop and Shop. You go to Stop and Shop, then you cruise through the little tiny fucking Blockbuster at the front of the store that was like 3 times the size of an ATM machine.
We didn't have one of those.
No.
Yeah, I remember in the beginning, like a video rental, it would be like
in the beginning there was a giant explosion in space, and then the Earth cooled. Yeah, and the dinosaurs came, but they got too big and fat, and they turned into oil.
All right,
the whole idea was like in the beginning, it was just like there was maybe like a couple dozen movies, and those were like the ones that like the Stop and Shop was allowed to rent.
Exactly.
Because the cable companies gave them the movies to rent.
Right.
And then the mom and pops came along and
right.
And then they were all put out of business by Blockbuster.
But then you could go to the real Blockbusters and they had the back room.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon 4 is the first movie I ever snuck into.
Wow.
I paid for a ticket, but I wasn't old enough to see it.
Okay.
So I forget what the fuck did we buy?
You paid for The Land Before Time, and then you snuck into Lethal Weapon.
It wasn't
4.
that. I swear to you. Hold on. If you give me a minute, I'll remember. No, don't be a dickhead. I can't remember what it was. I remember because they totally bought it too. So we went. We were like 2 for Lethal Weapon, please. And they were like, "Are your parents with you?" And we're like, "No." Like, how old are you? I'm like, 13. Like, yeah, you can't, it's a rated R movie. You can't go see Lethal Weapon 4. And we're like, all right. So we walked around the corner, like, all right, we'll go back. All right, 2 for whatever. That shitty movie, please. And like, okay. And they gave us the tickets and we just walked in, waited till no one's looking us right back into the theater. He's looking up movies that were in theaters at the same time as Lethal Weapon 4. He is.
This makes sense. Godzilla with Matthew Broderick.
No, that was rated R also. So that can't be what I bought.
You couldn't get in there.
Nope.
So you bought a ticket for the Truman Show and then went in to see Godzilla. The Mask of Zorro, you were definitely there to see Small Soldiers.
I think that might be what we bought the ticket to.
Or 6 Days and 7 Nights.
Not that. I think it was Small Soldiers. I think that's right.
I just crashed my plane and it floats like a boat. And now my plane that floats is crashed on the beach. God damn it. Now I'm stuck on the beach with a goddamn dyke. God damn it. I bought this ticket to see Small Soldiers. God damn it. I got a ticket for the Parent Trap. 1, 2, 3.
Once you put a quarter in the jukebox, you got to listen to the whole song, Chris.
It's one of those. Avengers, not the one that we're familiar with.
Oh, the one with Ray Fiennes?
The one with Sean Connery. Oh, yes. Well, hell yes. Hello, Avengers. Dr. Banner, nice to see you. I prefer your green self who likes to hulk out, as we say, and crash into buildings and kill all sorts of innocent bystanders. Ah, yes. Black Widow, how are you? Don't get out of line. I'll give you an open hand smack to the face. It's always an open hand, never a closed fist. I'm a gentleman. I'll smack you in the fucking face. Ah, yes, Black Widow. Oh, yes, Skojo. You want a little.
You look like Dirk Diggler right now.
Oh, fuck.
But
Fuck, they can run every fucking one of them.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
We're at an hour and 40.
Oh, fuck me.
Isolate that. That. You better fucking put that in the intro. That better go in one of these fucking intros. That better.
It'll just be
So what is
that
the name
and
of
me
your
doing.
podcast, by the way. I was asking Tom, and I couldn't quite figure.
What happened?
What's the theme of your podcast?
Us bitching about
know.
shit.
Yeah, we just
I like
we
that.
usually shit on stuff is what we do.
It's usually more like movies and like Marvel, DC type of shit.
Yeah.
But like we've had 2 comedians on. We should have a third one soon.
Hopefully he'll be funny.
We'll see. One was funny, but one was good. We're 50-50.
What makes them funny?
I don't fucking know.
You
I
like
don't know.
Rivers. You like Rivers.
He was funny.
He was funny. He didn't knock us over with humor or anything like that. But when we teed up a joke, he took a swing.
Yeah.
He didn't always connect, but he took a swing.
He was down to clown, as they say.
We had another comedian on that. If you get a chance to watch any of our episodes, don't make it that one.
Don't watch that one.
It's Peach Iced Tea.
You're gonna hate it.
But we do this all the time, Chris. We get on here and we're like, oh, we're going to talk for 40
Do a tight
minutes.
40 minutes.
We're going to do a tight 40 minutes, nice and clean. We're going to talk to him, ask questions, in and out. We'll add some
like
clips.
prom night. Yep. Quick clips.
Then next thing you know, it's 3 hours later and I'm hammered and then I have to do a public service announcement.
I'm sorry, Tom and I haven't talked in a while.
No,
I didn't. To be honest, I didn't even realize we were doing a show. We're just here bullshitting.
What's a podcast?
Did you bullshit today? Have you tried to bullshit today? You're a bullshitter. So this has been episode 18 of the Too Critical Podcast. Thank you for watching and probably listening. I don't know. Our guest has been Chris Williams. He has a show that you can check out on Apple Podcasts called The Vinyl Loft. If you like to listen to a young, handsome break spin vinyl, I suggest you check out The Vinyl Loft. If not, go fuck yourself. That's episode 18, Too Critical Podcast. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Check out our podcasts wherever they are sold. And good night, everybody. Good night. See you, Chris.
See you later.
See you, buddy.
Ra-da-da-da-doo.